evening and welcome to The Loop, a bold and fresh look at our lives in Kenya today. My name is Valentine Njoroge.
And my name is Mike Washira.
And about 15 plus years ago, the media industry was disrupted by technology in terms of social media. And we have seen millionaires, we've seen careers destroyed, and all kinds of things happen on social media. Tonight, that's our conversation, the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media.
Oh man, we've got so much to talk about, and definitely we want to hear what your thoughts and opinions on this are. And you can talk to us using the hashtag the Loop K24 on all our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Loop K24. We've got a lineup of fantastic guests to have this.
Michael, kazi ni kunyolewa tu, lakini nyumba haulipi, maji haulipi, stima haulipi.
Wait, dude, you can't be here.
Madam,
in the middle of a show.
Huyu kijana kazi ni kunyolewa, kupaka mafuta, kipara na haulipi nyumba, haulipi maji, kila kitu nadanganya watu hapa unakaa kwa main house na wewe ni mtu wa SQ.
Okay.
You need to leave.
Listen, let's take up.
I'm not leaving. I've been sentenced. Nimetumwa hapa.
So, our viewer at home, we will be right back.
Let's take the news roundup and then we'll be back shortly after.
Wait, kudanganya watu na hiyo kipara yako wewe, kuja baadaye tuongee kama unanipea.
The Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union Nairobi branch has issued a 7-day strike notice over unresolved grievances. According to the Union Secretary General, Dr. Dhuranera Kaugeria, the disagreements between the Nairobi County Government and the Nairobi Metropolitan Services is to blame for their woes. The doctors claim they have been receiving poor personal protective equipment. The strike is expected to commence on the 21st of this month.
When we call for a strike, we call for a national strike. And when we shut down the nation, both public and private. Right now I'm dealing with headaches from Kenyatta University, which has refused to even pay doctors their allowances. Money that was sent by the exchequer to the university to pay the doctors their allowances. They have refused to release the money. So these kind of games are the things that are annoying us. And we will close any place where there's a Kenyan doctor who is a member of KMPD where they work, we'll shut it down when that time comes, if they don't respond to our needs.
Former Makadara Member of Parliament Benson Mutura has been sworn in as the Speaker of the Nairobi County Assembly. Mutura received 99 out of 122 votes in the first round. Mutura's candidature was backed by both Jubilee and the Orange Democratic Movement. Mutura takes over from Beatrice Elachi, who resigned amidst a power tussle between Governor Mike Sonko and Nairobi Metropolitan Services Director General Mohamed Badi.
I, Benson Mutura Kangara, having been elected as Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi City, do swear in the name of the Almighty God that I shall always and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi, that I shall respect, uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, and that I shall do right to all manners of person in accordance with the Constitution and the laws and the Convention of Parliament without fear, favor, affection, or ill will. So help me God.
The Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, KEMSA, CEO Dr. Jonah Mwangi Manjari has been suspended. This follows allegations that the authority flouted procurement regulations and put at risk billions of donor funds meant for the COVID-19 fight. Edward Njoroge Jogona is the new acting CEO, while Edward Buluma and George Walukana will assume the roles of procurement and commercial directors respectively.
Those three officers stand suspended from today, 14th of August 2020, until such time as the EACC completes its investigations and gives a direction on the way forward. Njoroge Jogona is going to be the acting CEO. He's the operations director currently at KEMSA, recruited not so long ago, and he is the person we have entrusted for a period not exceeding 6 months unless extended with the operations at KEMSA.
Kenya today recorded 580 more COVID-19 cases after testing 5,458 samples in 24 hours. This has raised the caseload to 29,334. 5 people succumbed to the disease, raising the death toll to 465, even as 198 patients were sent home after recovering. This brings the number of recoveries to 15,298.
In this regard, the Ministry of Health, together with other health sector stakeholders, and in line with the IHR guiding framework for communication, has continued to disseminate health information through various media, including print, electronic, in order to give you guidelines on how to reduce the transmission of COVID-19.
Raila Odinga, the ODM party leader, has accused the judiciary of continuous rulings and injunctions against government projects. While speaking in Kisumu, Raila said it was wrong for the court to stop the privatization of 5 sugar industries in the region, reiterating that the move was in bad faith and would derail the development of the region.
I'm also shocked that the courts can so easily issue an injunction ex parte without even inviting the government to present its side of the story. This is a very serious matter that really requires that all the arms of government really work in unison. I believe strongly that the rule of law must be observed, but there must also be consideration of several other factors. So I think that if our courts are just going to be stopping the government from doing what is right for wananchi, it will not augur well for the development of this country. It will not augur well. We need to cooperate. Yes, I know people owe some money and so on and so forth, but that money will not come unless the factories are working.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has launched a national campaign to make the nation a little greener, with this task given to chiefs and their assistants. Uhuru was speaking today during the official opening of Mishuki Park after a rehabilitation process that took 3 months. The restoration of the park was initiated in 2008 by the late Environment Minister John Mishuki.
We can restore the glory of our great city of Nairobi to what was once referred to as the green city in the sun. A city that was lush with flora and fauna, a city that was home to all types of fish and birds, a city where, to quote one of our former mayors, the sun shone and God smiled.
Beautiful that Nairobi has a new park. Welcome back to The Loop, a bold and fresh look at our lives in Kenya today. And we're talking about social media. We had a bit of a disruption with what has turned out to be a funny guest. Hi, Terence.
Unajua ungekanyagia hiyo story kidogo tungeongea baadaye. Ni sawa tu.
Yani, there's no protocol with this guy. Anyway, Terence makes a career as a comedian on social media, which is why you've joined us.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Nashukuru sana.
And we're looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media. We've seen it create entire careers like Kim Kardashian and her sisters. We have seen careers destroyed, brands, movements created like the Black Lives Matter, and our very own My Dress, My Choice. And of course, Kenyans on Twitter have a life of their own, and they can take you down if they so please. So let's look at some of what has happened on Twitter.
All right, here some of the instances when KOT's voice has prompted action. You remember Pauline Njoroge, the appointment revocation? That was just, I think, the most recent one. You know, that's the thing that, you know, KOT is really quick on that. Something happens and they're immediately on it. You know, other things that have happened, for example, include the Stop Police Brutality.
Yes.
Yeah, that has been going on. And there were other appointments that also happened where KOT, you know, raised their voice and said, who are tumtaki?
Yes, but it's not always bad news. Sometimes, remember the carpenters with the beautiful bench?
Yeah.
They got famous because of KOT. And somebody tells CNN, that one I loved.
Oh my God, that was brilliant.
That
was brilliant. I mean, you know, when KOT does decide it's going to do something, yeah, definitely, then you can see something that, you know, comes out of the end of it. Yeah.
But they can also out you. We've seen a famous rate card in the last few weeks went viral. I didn't even know who this chick was.
Do you have a rate card?
No, but apparently, no, but let me, no, this girl is 20. So we're talking about Aziad. You know more about her than I do.
Yeah, I mean, Aziad, you know, like she's famous on TikTok, does dances, like, you know, millions of views on TikTok. But, you know, that's the amazing thing about this social media era, that you could have gone to school to, you know, to study something and then decided that, you know, I'm going to go on social media and I'm going to take it completely, blow it out of the sky, which is what Aziad has done, which is why she can charge what she's charging.
I was inspired, actually, frankly. I was inspired by that rate card. I started thinking, maybe I need to learn from my juniors and get a rate card. Do you have a rate card?
Yes, I have a rate card. Yes.
I'm waiting to hear. And what we saw with
everybody has a rate card. It depends, you know, your rate card may talk about how you believe yourself.
Okay.
If you believe this is my worth, you can send to your client.
Yes.
It depends on how you define yourself and your worth. But pia tusisahau hii ni biashara. Kuna kutuma rate card na kuna kupiga simu. Wachana na rate card, tuongelee hapa.
Tuongea hapo nyuma ya tent.
But if you feel that is what you are worth, it's okay.
She's asking for, was it 200,000?
That's for a lot of money.
For a post?
Yeah.
That's not a lot of money. It depends with the client as well.
Okay.
Unajua inategemea na client. For example, client X may be, the company is worth billions. You cannot send them nini. So what you guys don't know about that rate card, you don't know which client was it directed to. You understand?
Okay.
So you guys are judging from
there are different rate cards.
It may be actually be very cheap according to the client who is being sent there.
That is true.
Yes.
Actually, when you consider advertising budgets, the 200K might not be that big for that client.
For that client, she may actually be the cheapest, according to that client.
Though
we don't know the client.
Yeah. Though, you know, KOT had a lot to say about this.
They really did.
And, you know, we won't sample some of the, you know, responses from KOT on this. And so, you know, we've just talked about the instances where KOT's voice has been prompted into action. Of course, remember the Mary Wamboi appointment and, you know, those sorts of things that, man. Okay, so here is Jeremy Yule, who says, after observing Aziad's rate card, I can comfortably say that this Generation Z is the next big thing. These kids know their worth and the meaning of using your talent to kick out poverty. May the government stick with the current education system, and we will see more of this. I don't know if he's trying to say that
curriculum-based,
competency-based curriculum,
yes.
Or are they saying that if you stick with 844, you will see more people trying to look for different ways to make money?
I think let's go with the more optimistic one, which is that competency-based curriculum is doing something right, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like, Aziad's rate card might be an eye-opener for influencers. Yes, me, I'm one of those who have the audience but have been taken advantage of by brands. It's time for change, Mungu Mbele, and that's Jackson.
That's very true.
So are brands taking advantage of influencers, though?
So, I don't know what happens, you know, like someone said before, the generation we are in is growing very fast. And it's very easy to be famous nowadays.
Yes.
Understand? But the thing is not being famous. It's about sustaining. Understand? Like right now, the other Uhuru is already famous.
Yes.
We had Githeri Man, the other side, he was famous. Understand? So if you know why you are getting into this space, if you actually know this is why I'm getting into this space, this is my target, this is my goal, then you're going to go far. And you can define yourself. And it's an eye-opener actually for other influencers who don't know their worth.
Who maybe were charging less.
Yeah, they may be watching. Kuna wenye wako so talented, but they have not been able to be under maybe management. They have not been able to understand how it works. So you find clients taking advantage of such people because they don't know their worth.
Right.
But probably those who have known their worth, they can now define themselves and say, this is what I'm worth. I cannot do this for this amount.
But let me ask you something, Terence, because so who is an influencer? If I go on social media now and I dress, you know, I'm half naked on social media just to get, you know, 1 million followers, does that make me an influencer?
That's
just because I have the numbers?
No. Influencing is basically like digital marketing. It's called influential marketing. Understand? Where you use your fan base and your influence to market a certain product. So don't get today like. You know, actually, I say in Kenya, we are not famous. We are just familiar. We are not famous yet. Understand?
The only famous people in Kenya are politicians and pastors.
Those are public figures. So let's get it right first.
Okay.
you have to understand the person. Have you been doing this? Have you been influencing before? Do you understand the terms and the dynamics and all this? Unajua hii mambo yote ya
Wait.
if I give you my product, will you be able to deliver? Because some people or some clients may follow the hype.
Yes.
But influencing to the client, it's all about conversion.
Conversions,
it's not about you talking about my product, and it cannot, it cannot convert. Because at the end of the day, I need sales and I need everything. So if you are sure you can convert, and you have done that before and you have converted, you're okay to ask for anything, for any amount, so long as you can defend it.
Are you famous or are you familiar?
No, I'm familiar. The day I become famous, I'll tell you guys. Ile siku utaenda huko Morogoro, uulize mtu, unajua Terence, maybe mama mzee mwenye yuko social media akwambie yes. Utoke hapo uende Turukana, umuulize, do you know Terence Creative? And they tell you yes. Then you're famous. You go to Italy, Brazil, Argentina, you ask them, if they know me, they say yes. Then I'll say I'm famous. For now, I'm just a familiar face.
You're a familiar face. Okay, let's continue with the tweets and see what else Kenyans had to say on Twitter.
Okay, so this is Archer Michelle. It says, agencies have normalized giving influencer gigs to their friends. We're in the era of online hawkers, which has led to influencer fatigue. If Aziad is able to justify her rate card, let her earn her money. Remember, you can always negotiate. Only a fool throws away money.
Good. Huyo sasa anaongea vizuri huyo.
Okay.
And Yuri actually has, well, he
commented on his own post, yes.
When you see the same characters hawking everything from condoms to beer to events to smartphones to insurance to cars to fashion, you eventually become numb to their influence.
I don't know about that. As somebody who has paid influencers for my company, Datasphere, I found that they create a lot of awareness so that people then know the name of my company. But whether it actually converts, like somebody then says, I'm going to this event. Yes. Yeah. Okay, one thing that's really good about Twitter is the open conversations of social injustices, mental health and toxic behaviors, and the constant reminders. Thank you. That's from the finance guru. I like that one. It's true. We've seen so many conversations that were previously hidden, you know, especially like about women's issues, domestic violence, gender-based violence. Like we had My Dress, My Choice. I don't think that would have ever blown up the way that it did if it wasn't for Twitter and social media, you know?
But, okay, so let me ask you, Terence, are influencers like commercial mercenaries? Like, you know, you come and say, I'm going to charge you this amount of money to do this, but you don't necessarily believe in the brand that you're promoting, you're just in it for the money.
Actually, for me personally, there are a lot of people that approach me, but I tell them, I don't think I'm able to sell this because I don't have a very good angle of selling. I just don't sell everything. And also I present a family brand. You cannot bring me, you know, like, there's some things that I cannot sell. That I don't want to mention. Like I can't do, for example, sex toys and everything. You understand? Because there is a certain brand, there is a certain character that present that is family and everything. But kuna tutadanganya, kuna influencers wengine wako na njaa. They can take everything and because they need the money. For me, it's not about the money. For me, I look at a long term. I look at partnership. In that I have to work. That's why at times you are not allowed, I don't allow myself to take a lot of products because nitakuwa nadanganya client. Because I need to personalize your product, associate with it, get deeper for my fan base to understand the product.
So you're very intentional.
Unione, Mike, nani. We need time. I need to give you, that's why I charge what I charge.
Okay.
Because I need you people, my fan, to understand your product and to see it. For your product to have enough time on my platform.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we're still here with Terence Creative, and of course we're having this conversation about the good, the bad, the ugly when it comes to social media. And we want to continue hearing your thoughts and opinions on this. You can use the hashtag, the Loop K24 on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. When we come back, we're going to ask Terence about this thing of social media influencing. Kuna watu wengine wameingia hii kitu na wameharibu soko. We'll find out.
Wamechoma.
Wamechoma kabisa. We'll have that conversation shortly after the break.
Wamechoma.
This is The Loop, a bold and fresh look at our lives in Kenya today. And we're talking about social media, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We just met Terrence Creative, who is hilarious, and him and Mike will be speaking in just a few minutes. But first, there is a lady I've admired for a while. She is an advocate for menstrual health issues. She has written a book for young girls. And what else? She's an entrepreneur. She's a blogger. So much with Florence Kamaida, who joins us this evening. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I want to read some of the tweets that you put out, you know, so that the audience knows like who you are and what you have to say. Okay, while they're loading those, so you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Are you making money? Do you have a sexy rate card like other influencers?
So basically, my platform, I talk about periods, adolescent girls, and a lot of advocacy.
Okay.
So I engage my audience or my fans or my followers based on the work that I do. So when it comes to partnerships, I have to partner with people who believe in what I am doing. So I'm not really an influencer per se, but I just use my platform to raise such issues.
Okay.
Yes.
So it was what you were already doing, and then social media helped to give it a bigger voice.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes, a much
perfect.
greater voice.
Okay,
Yeah.
so why the book?
We don't have information about menstruation in Kenya, so girls are just winging it. They don't know anything about menstruation. You get an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old who has her periods and hajui what it's all about.
And it can be scary.
Yes, yes. So I decided to do this because I make reusable sanitary pads. Yes, so I decided to give them information. I invest a lot in adolescent girls.
Okay.
So that is why I did the book.
So they're your passion area. Let's now see some of your tweets and what you've had to say on this platform. Mike, I need your help.
All right. So she says, so she says, of course, you know, because she says, guys, we are offering training to make reusable sanitary pads around this our Kenya. If you have a women's group in your county, young girls who are not in school, we can reach them to design, cut and sew. Or to teach them, rather, to design, cut, and sew. Selling, distributing, pushing counties to buy, we can do.
Aha, very nice. I have a question about that. Okay, we have another tweet.
And of course, this is what you have tweeted. She says, I wrote a book on menstrual hygiene for schoolgirls. Path to Womanhood, which is this one, is a book for 9 to 14-year-old adolescent girls. It covers puberty, the cycle, and disposal of pads, pain management, diet, hygiene, etc. Grab a few for a school near you.
So how are you doing this with COVID? Because it's very focused on schools. So how has that affected your work?
So I work a lot with communities, schools, NGOs, and CBOs. And they have, in every community there's a school. But there's also like an institution or an organization that supports the schools. So when the girls are at home, there's always like, right now we have the Kenya Library there's in Kibera. The girls who used to come and read there, they still have a community thing going on. So we distribute the pads through the community guys.
Even if they're not in a classroom, they're in the community thing. Okay, so how has social media blown up your work, so to speak?
So I have actually, through my platform, I've used it to educate like girls, take girls to school. I've gotten sponsorships, I've gotten them scholarships, I have gotten them like shopping for 4 years. I use my platform to just advocate for girls.
Okay.
So how I use social media is to push my agenda. And I have very good followers, so when I tell them, oh, we need to buy 100 cartons of pads, they will all come through. So I started making the pads at Langata Women's Prison, and so I use my platform to talk about my work. And we have like people coming in and say, what can I do to help these inmates?
You are a powerhouse. You're in the prisons, you're in the slums, all over Kenya.
Okay. So I basically just try and use my platform. I know social media is it's this monster that people think that it is, but social media can really help you and your work, because I'm one person, I really cannot do all these things. But if you use your platform well on social media, you will get a lot of support. People want to help you. They want to help orphans in the streets, but they don't know how to do it. But if you talk to them and tell them, I'm doing this on Saturday, can you come join us? They will send you money, they will send you donations.
We've also been conned.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the tricky
you know,
bit.
that's the thing. I was just thinking about that, you know, first of all, I fear KOT. I am terrified of KOT.
Why?
Because, you know, you could start an agenda which is really good and
Yes.
really informative and is very progressive, such as this one, and then it just completely goes south. You just find guys completely taking
From
that
one
conversation
tweet.
from one tweet. Just, okay, what, then, you know, it's just usually something like, what about the boy child? And
Oh, that's the question I always get, like,
Yeah.
why don't you write a book for a boy?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you're a man, do it yourself.
Yeah.
But then
Yes.
you also want to tell them you're passionate about this topic. So that's why you're doing it. So the ones that will ask you those questions, what about the boy child? You're only investing in the girl child. Sometimes when you're in the mood, you want to respond to them and tell them why you really need to invest in these young girls. But sometimes you really are not in the mood because social media now, it will be a back and forth. And
You
they
could
will
spend all day.
all day, yeah. So you
Yes.
actually filter what you, because I actually talk about my work like all the time. So for someone to try and bring such questions, they probably don't know me very much. So there are people you just like ignore.
Have you been able to use this material that you've written to, and then, you know, also the support from social media to be able to talk to policymakers and, you know, those who are in power and are able to do something? Because I can imagine, you know, there's a certain fatigue that comes on social media when everybody is asking for help and money. You know, people just tend to look and, oh my God, this is another one. I just donated yesterday.
Right.
You know, so have you had an opportunity to speak with, you know, policymakers about some of the more sustainable things that could happen in terms of, you know, the government taking responsibility around this issue?
So I sit in a technical working group in the Ministry of Health. We don't have a lot of people who produce sanitary pads in Kenya. So we sit as stakeholders, people who are interested in menstrual hygiene. So I've been able to actually sit at a table where we make decisions. It may take long because it's the government. They take like 2 years to do a policy paper, 5 years. But we don't get tired because we know why we're doing this at the end of the day. So as much as I will make noise on social media, there are other things that we're doing behind the scenes to ensure that we have all adolescent girls have information about menstruation.
Right.
Even the boys in schools, we're actually teaching them about menstruation through the government. And you saw the other day, the government started giving free pads to schools.
Yes.
So we're making progress as we go on.
And also a menstrual health policy was not implemented.
Launched,
it was launched.
launched in May.
It was launched. Were you involved with that?
So from the technical committee that we sit, we had a few people who actually ran with it, but we gave in our 2 cents. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of the? I know you can't say too much now that it was just launched, but what do you think of it?
Well, it's just a policy paper. We have not implemented much, but it is a step.
Okay.
Like right now, we talk about girls having access to menstrual products, companies ensuring that women who menstruate will get like good facilities where they can change. They have running water in toilets. We don't see that happening a lot, but it's now we now are supposed to be doing that.
Okay.
We talk about reusable pads in that policy paper, but the government does not allow us to make and sell reusable sanitary pads. So you find that Apple Catch 22, like KEBS doesn't have standards for the reusable pads.
Yes.
But then the policy paper says reusable pads are supposed to be used to contain our flow.
Yes,
so
like girls should have options.
Yes,
yes.
so you're wondering, where are we with this? But yeah, we...
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question as a feminist and also as an activist. Sometimes when I have these conversations, to me the issues are so obvious. Like, of course, girls need to know about menstruation, our bodies, and then you're sitting across from somebody who, it's like they live in a different Kenya. Like these issues are like, Ati, what? Yeah. How do you, I get so, like my heart races. How do you deal?
The first tweet that you read, the comments there, you can find people fighting. Yani literally fighting. Oh, condoms are free. Why are the pads not free? Like, who brought condoms conversation there? You know. So sometimes you feel you're angry at people who don't have the information that you feel it should be obvious.
Yes.
But now, from where I come from, I feel like I need to teach them our Jui. They really don't know. Our mothers, our aunties, they were winging periods, you know. Like, you find women having a lot of cramps and they're thinking it's just periods. It is not normal to have such kind of cramps, you know.
Yes.
You might have fibroids. We don't know that information. So when you turn 40s, 50s is when you get fibroids. Unaambiwa these things zilianza when you are 22. If you had gotten checked at 22,
you would
probably,
have gotten help.
yeah, so we really don't have information. So I try to move it with like a lot of peace and grace to understand they really don't have that information.
Okay, we will be right back with Florence Kamaida, and if you have a comment, if you have a question, we'd love to hear from you. We are The Loop at K24. That's on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on Instagram, and we'll see you in a bit.
Bold and fresh look at our lives here in Kenya. My name is Mike Washira. And of course, today we're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly around social media. In studio, we've got Florence Kamaida, and she's telling us about some of the progressive things that she's doing with social media. And you definitely want to go and get a copy of this book that she has written, which is Path to Womanhood. But let's take some comments and responses. Okay, let's take some responses here. Let's see from Facebook. And Rafael Morira Marshall says, social media is misleading most of the youths. Okay, I don't know misleading them to go where, but yeah. Okay, let's see what other comments we have here. Martin Kusina says, the Loop K24 at this point even more as new information keeps coming in. All right, let's see what you're saying on Twitter. All right. Remember, we still want to hear more from you using the hashtag #TheLoopK24. Dre Mwangi says, personally, social media, especially Twitter, has helped me learn and grow as an individual. Not forgetting, I have won things via retweets. Hey, okay. I've never won anything.
Media,
good
yes.
of social media. I have never won anything on Twitter. Popeye KE says, on the good side, banking and payment of bills has been made easy by the integration of social media. Thank you so much, Popeye. Bravin Yuri says, I think social media in Kenya has created more job opportunities for the youth in Kenya than the government.
Yo. Shade.
Well, it's true to some extent. Nelly AFC says, honestly, on social media, just pick what helps you be better. Feed your soul with positivity. Leave everything else to the trash. Elvis Mvoy says, it's easier than ever to remain connected with old college or earlier school, I guess he meant colleagues, or earlier school friends, neighbors, old crushes, and other people who you want to connect with. And finally, we have Onsombi, who says the fear of missing out has become a common theme and often leads to continual checking of social media sites. The idea that you might miss out on something if you're not online can affect your mental health. And of course, remember, we still want to hear more of your thoughts and opinions on this topic, and you can talk to us using the hashtag #TheLoopK24 on all our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
I love the feedback. It's all sounding very, very positive, like social media is this amazing, positive, blah, blah space. Whereas I'm with Mike. I'm scared of KOT. I'm very scared of KOT. Mm-hmm. Yes. How do you deal with trolls?
I ignore a lot of them. I try to focus, to clean my timeline. So we will argue with trolls about reusable pads, why I talk about adolescent girls all the time. But once I have explained it once or twice, I don't think I will engage you like further. So I just ignore them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have a very healthy attitude there. You're able to distance yourself emotionally and all that. Okay, so tell me about this book, Path to Womanhood. Why the name? You said you're talking to 9 to 11-year-olds? No, 9 to 14.
Yes.
Where can we find it? Tell me more.
So the book is published by Kenya Literature Bureau. Okay, Kenya Literature.
Okay. Kenya Literature Bureau, publishers and printers. Yes. Okay.
KLB, yes. So just across the road, actually. And you can find it at Textbook Center. And I also sell online. So another thing I do online is sell a lot. So I make a lot of products, and I use my platform to also sell. I talk about the book a lot on my timeline. So I get like speaking engagements to go speak to a few adolescent girls.
I found you on Twitter.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So I use it. I sell online also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you actually advocate this as a career path for young women, the young women you're influencing? Would you advocate social media, explore it, see what it can do for you?
Yes. Yes and yes, because I have seen social media work positively in my line of work. The girls I've worked with, the girls who've been educated through me and my followers, they have gotten like opportunities, scholarships. Yeah, I also write, I have a business blog and I write about opportunities for young women. So I feel social media as a young woman, you just need to get in and know why you're getting in.
Okay.
If you're getting in and getting involved in every other fight that is happening on social media, it will come and bite you one you know. So know why you're on social media. If you want to have a brand or a product, know why you're on social media. So you don't get caught up in all the other side shows. You will get like a healthy timeline. You will get followers who trust you and your brand. There's a lot of things going on. So leave the side shows. Just know why you're on social media. If it's promoting your work, if it's promoting your products, just go in and do it.
What do you regret that you've done on social media?
Whoa, I think, do I have any regrets? Well, you know, those nights you're partying out with your friends and you're posting everything on social media. Those days I was
So
young.
Be careful what you post.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What would you tell a young woman? Like, okay, as much as this can be an opportunity, there's some things that don't do at all.
Engaging trolls. I'll tell you something. I think there are people who sit at home and they have 5 Twitter handles. 3 to insult you. I might just post a picture and someone will just say, oh, your hair is looking like, there are people who...
Yes, I've heard those as well.
Yes, and then also you might be arguing with a 17-year-old boy.
Yes.
You know, you've been in that industry for like 10, 15 years. You have the expertise, you have the knowledge, but a 14-year-old boy or 17-year-old boy will come and insult you.
Yes.
Do not try and just engage them obviously, like insulting them back.
And as a woman, they really come, especially with you who's dealing with a taboo subject.
They come
threaten
at you,
women.
Kabisa. Yes. They insult you. So there are people you need to ignore, because once you have like a brand online, people trust your brand, people know you and your work, you will have healthy engagements that you will just how the trolls, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So very quickly, because this is our topic, I want a hard-hitting fact from you. What is the good, what is the bad, and what is the ugly of social media, given all your experience with it?
I think, okay, so the good, I have been able to engage people about my work. I have been able to teach people, to share resources. More people know about menstruation because of, I believe, what I share. A lot of girls, parents come to my DMs and tell me, your book really helped my girl. I could not talk to them, you know. So the good, it has really, really helped spread the
subject of
yes,
menstruation.
Of menstruation.
Okay.
So we're fighting the stigma pole, which is a very, very good thing.
Yes.
The bad, you can get addictive. Namka asubuhi, you're always on social media, you can get addictive. So if you're not online to make money like throughout, you need to just give it time, like 1 hour a day or 2 hours.
So manage your engagement.
Manage, yes, because you might just find, and we have a lot of social media platforms now. We have Instagram, TikTok. You might find yourself there 5 hours, 6 hours of, you know, you'd have been doing something else. The ugly, a lot of people try to live a pretend life. And they're forcing themselves to live like, I want to live like Valentine. I want to dress the way they're dressing. So you're beating yourself up, because I don't think a lot of people share the photos of their day-to-day life.
No.
But the minute they go to a 5-star restaurant, they want to post it.
Yes.
So you're feeling, hey, we're on a Kulango all the time. So that kind of pressure is really, really bad. And I've seen it. People will lie, their mothers are sick, they will cheat, just to live that social media life.
Okay.
It is not real.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much, Florence. I want a signed copy, by the way. I'm going to please insist that you sign my copy for me.
I will do that.
I will buy some books. I have some nieces that will definitely appreciate reading The Path to Womanhood. So I'll make sure I pick up some copies from you. It has been a great evening with you, and thank you so much for sharing and enlightening us on this subject. I have found with social media, I have to be very careful how I curate my experience. So who I follow, what I read, who I engage with, I have to be very, very careful because of everything that you've said, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, where is Mike? We promised you that he'll be back with Terrence. Mike Washira, hello.
Yes. We're here at the Tamu Tamu bar, Terrence and I, just chilling, hanging out. He's teaching me how to become an influencer. He showed me his red card, still I'm here. But Terrence, you know, just picking up from the conversation with Florence and you know, the issues that she's talking about social media. And, you know, Valentine also asked her, you know, a few questions about the importance of, you know, being very careful about what you post on social media. So first of all, I want to ask you, like, you're on social media for business. You know, like, this is something that all the content that you put out there, of course, is leading towards something. How much time do you spend on social media? Like, do you have to, like, how many times do you have to post? How many platforms are you on?
No, I'm on all platforms, but I schedule my posting because I need time with my family as well. I have shooting dates and I have days to chill. But before social media became a business, my core business is entertainment. If social media kama ingekuwa, I would be probably on TV. But because I got this platform and people really insisted you should be on social media, do this. And it's a place that I can be able to reach my fans. I said, okay, if it's a medium, I can reach my fans as we wait to get to the mainstream and everything. I said, let me use it. Totally, I'm an entertainer. I'm an entertainer, but started first as a creative director. And doing behind-the-scenes scripting, conceptualizing.
When did you know that you were funny? Like at what point did you know? Like,
I used to do drama at primary school. After high school, I joined Pambazuka. It's a set book, a traveling theater. So that's where I was doing my theater. And from there, I continued enhancing. People say, I'm funny. But ilianza kitambo. So hizi zingine ni kwa advance.
Kwa class mazee, noise maker, backbencher, unaandika ukuta.
Yeah, you know, being funny is in God given. Si wewe unajipatia. But you can also practice to be funny. Yeah.
Okay, you can practice to be funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, tell me about. Have you ever posted something that got you into trouble?
A lot of things.
So How do you know?
Like there's a time I posted something, but I didn't mean any harm. And you know, you can't please everybody. They say if you want to please everybody, you sell ice cream. Hata wanauzanga ice cream wafurahishangi kila mtu. Kuna watu wapendi ice cream. I posted something to do with that community. And I have
something sensitive.
Yes, something
around a certain community.
I didn't know it's sensitive until they started you know, they take it to their own direction. So I'm like, I didn't mean any harm. And you know, the more you try to explain to Kenyans, aki ya Mungu sikuwa na maanisha hivyo venye mnasema.
Sasa hiyo ndo anakuingilia.
Unaharibu.
Jamani wewe ameenda.
I had to drop that post.
Nikaacha.
Even today, even when I was introducing my daughter to social media, I was like, hapana, wacha usimweke, sijui mtoto atarogwa, sijui nini, all those things. So not everything that even on YouTube, there is this kadam, then this kadam. Na hii kadam baikosangi watu. So just continue doing what you're doing and don't expect to please everybody.
Weren't you scared of putting your daughter on social media? How old is she?
She's 1.6.
Okay.
But wale wengine ni wakubwa but siwawekangi.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 3 of them, but my last born is already there.
So what was the decision with the last born?
Sorry?
Why the last born?
She's in our space. So I don't want it to be sasa kuna mtu atakuwa anatafuta angalie mtoto wetu ako wapi amchukue, so ikuwe ni kama kasiri. So we said wacha pia akuwe hapo, but we control all her accounts and we're going to protect her from this space and we're going to guide her with the wisdom Mungu atatusaidia, because we have to be very careful with this platform.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, you know, when you talk about issues like cyberbullying, there are so many predators who are online as well. I mean, it's a very difficult age to parent and bring up young kids. Tell us about your caretaker series. This thing is the funniest. First of all, you've got a bunch of keys here. How many keys? What is this?
These fungos may take long. They took like 5 years to have a call. Is it lost and found? But these are lost and lost.
Right.
So I've been collecting. Caretaker is one of my best series. I also have Kamami, which is I used to break. It was like what I penetrated the market with.
Funniest thing. In fact, I think a lot of the content creators borrowed from Kamami to start doing their own sorts of.
Thank you so much. You have said it.
No, I swear, because me when you're the first one I saw doing that sort of character.
Yes.
And then suddenly after you did it, there were 5, 6, 10 other people who are doing it.
Good, and we have to keep up and we have to be consistent. So because we are different, and it's a free platform. Mwezi zuia mtu. The same way you are asking, kama kuna watu wanachoma soko. No. Everybody know what they are doing. If you know what you're doing in this platform, it's okay. You continue doing what you're doing. After all, ukienda pale kwa soko, kuna mama Njeri anauza nyanya, mama Shiko anauza nyanya, Masharia anauza nyanya, but wewe unasemanga mimi napenda nyanya za Masharia. You know why you like that, you understand? So we can't bar people and say, oh, mnachoma soko. Let everybody try. After all, it's a free platform.
Right.
You understand? And we have a lot of clients and everybody will get their client. So, but the question is, why are you in it? Understand? Because it also comes with a cost. Lazima ujitume. So if you're ready kujituma, utashinda. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's not winning the battle, is winning the war. So I have to work a lot, very hard every day, and to feed my fans. And asanteni sana my fans for always supporting me. Caretaker is a series that I'm working on.
Right.
And it's hopefully it's going to be on air. Mainstream, and we have a lot for people. Yeah, even Kamami and all. I have like a lot of characters.
Okay.
That I've not yet introduced to Kenyans.
A lot of content.
Yes.
Valentine, do you think it's about time you and I, develop some characters of our own?
I'm thinking my next career is right here in my hand.
That's a walking billboard.
And I could do all kinds of things, seriously, like a video and a rate card. I've learned something. Thank you, Aziad. You've inspired me to get a rate card. I like seeing a young woman with a plan for her business and her life. So, yes, Mike, yes, some characters.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so, look out for Valentine and I very shortly. We might even just appear on Kamami series or on Caretaker series.
Caretaker.
Okay, it was a fantastic evening. Thanks again to our guests, Terrence Creative, wonderful to meet you. And of course, Florence Kamami, make sure you pick up her book. It's at a bookstore near you. How much is it? Whisper.
300.
It's 300 shillings. Buy it for all young girls you know, and have a good night. Mwah. Stay tuned for Unplugged.
All right, so that's it for The Loop. But of course, remember, don't go too far. We have a fantastic show called Unplugged. And I have a fantastic, actually two fantastic guests for you on Unplugged, coming shortly after the break.
Thank you so much. I'm also selling chargers. You can contact me and DM, and also if your house is locked, I can unlock for 500. I'm doing a lot of things. At the meantime, I don't have a rate card, but we can write one. Yeah. Yes. Sasa unasema namna gani?
Welcome back. This is Unplugged. And of course, this is that platform where we provide an opportunity for artists and creatives of all walks of life to come here and showcase the talent that they have. And let me tell you, in the 254, we have some fantastic talent. So today on Unplugged, we have got two special guests who we're going to be featuring. And we definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions about their music and, you know, some of the creative works that they do. And you can use the hashtag the Loop K24 on all our social media handles. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The Loop at K24. Now, this young man who we're going to be listening to is, oh my God, he's an amazing, amazing talent. Teardrops is a man who describes himself as the best spoken word poet on earth. All right? And we're going to sample some of his music and find out why it is that he calls himself the best spoken word poet on earth. Also, he's an award-winning spoken word poet, having bagged the Pillars of Africa Male Artist and Culture Category Award, along with other numerous nominations of some very prestigious awards that are out there in the 254 and also out there in the world. So without further ado, I think we have Teardrops here. And let's begin by listening to some of his spoken word pieces. Definitely you don't want to go anywhere, but listen to Teardrops as he serenades us with some of his work.
Cheki. Niliambiwa life ikikusukuma to the world dream. And the dream come true, focus. What you need is more than focus. Bentley Monsin, Hammer Limousine, Mercedes, Benz na Ferrari, cause greatness ni gari na hard work, ditidobi, laziness, mavazi na failure, ndiyo dobi, depressions, tulidamp kwa river, Nairobi, sasa hard work na failure kwetu ni hobby, 5 hours a rehearsal, nime perfect hustle, nina 6-pack kwa brain muscle, beggars wange ride wishes, zingekuwa horses, but me ninge bite bullet for Valentines, wange replace guns na roses, hip hop ya Kenya ko so unconscious, kama ndi dreni daktari mwambie tunahitaji nurse, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, our mother, hii family nuclear, kupata kazi Kenya ni kifo, ndio maana percentage na employment itawe decrease, wasiwe kuringia that kuna university decrease, waambieni at the moment as kuna decrease, but ziwe ndabu zinafanya kazi chini ya makwapa, siwe zinakula jasho za watu, wengi wako na masters but they're still slaves, ukipata pesa usikula yote, even Jesus saves. Waliniita useless kondo, but nowadays wanawish kuja kufanya shopping Woolworth, kwani will take how long to realize that kondo si useless, si wool ina worth. Uta expectaje mtu grow into an angel, and the first drink alikunywa after kuzaliwa ilikuwa ni Monster. If sex sells, then Bill Gates angekuwa ni pornstar. Kwangu sina 24-inch TV screen, but blood yangu kiscreen utapata na plasma. Life ni bittersweet. Kwangu sina LG, but still life is good. Lyrically mini mchafu na omu najua that is good. Ndio maana overall za watu kaa sisi, white collar jobs tuliacha makunguru kaa na makaa sisi. Si smile, nipe menopause, hustle imefika menopause. Smile, nipe menopause, hustle imefika menopause. Smile, nipe menopause, struggle imefika menopause. Kanyagia, kanyagia, kanyagia.
There you go. I told you. And so now what we're doing here, of course, is showcasing very, very diverse talent from the 254 on this platform that we call Unplugged. That's Teardrops. Teardrops, please join me here on the desk.
On the table of greatness.
On the table of greatness, high table. Unajua katungekuwa kwa harusi maza hapa ndio mali keki ingekuwa, ma drinks na kila kitu. Thank you so much for coming through, bro. Oh my God! So what was the piece that you just did? What does it have a name or you just?
Ni cocktail.
A cocktail.
Tunachapanga cocktail kienda.
Hebu kuulize. Okay, so of course now we're talking about spoken word, right? Now, and I've seen so many spoken word artists perform, kina Mufasa, you know, all these guys, right? Yourself included. And kitu ushindwa ni, do you make this thing up as you go along, ama ni kitu umeandika?
Kumeka tuliacha makeup artist. First of all, inakuanga ni vibe to first kuna hiyo process ya create, na kuna ile process yenye ni like impromptu.
Right.
Ukiwa kwa stage alafu vitu zina happen alafu lazima tu create. Hapo na hapo zina come through. But mostly for quality work lazima ikuwe well scripted. well practiced na ukipush unaipush tu.
Because kuna hiyo vibe nika it's so impromptu. Unajua I guess that's a testament to how great you are. If you can make it look like you're making it up there as you go along, you know, it gives it more emotion, inaipata, you know, it looks more authentic.
True.
So it must be something that you've really internalized, and it has to come from a very deep place for it to look that way.
The best thing about spoken word ni eti ni kitu unaweza fikiria na vile nakufikiria sasa inakaa amazing.
Yeah.
So, kumbe pia unaweza ifikiria.
Yeah.
So we are being paid kufikiria watu.
Yeah. And so you started doing spoken word, you know, a very long time ago.
True.
At the time that you began, because when did you begin? About 2002? 2002 around
there? No, this is my 10th year.
Right.
To say. So actively from 2009.
From 2009.
Mpaka saizi to 2020. Junianza ikiisha 2009 after post election.
Okay. Na nikuulize, at the time that you began, was there anybody else doing spoken word?
Not really. So I used to go to gigs, and the only thing I could find, like, there was acrobat, there was kwa competition, kuna kukula, eating competition and all that. Then first when we started, we were introducing spoken word to the people, and we are like, we are doing this thing and it's called spoken word.
What did you hear about spoken word? Like, you know, at that time, 2009 ilikuanga ni nini? Ilikuanga ni tu hip hop ya kawaida tu ndio inaendelea. So how did you uliangukaje spoken word ukasema this is the thing that I want to do?
So for me nilikuwa kwa rap group kana inaitwa Maharamia. So we used to rap, then most of the time nilikuwa na rap offbeat. Most of the time nilikuwa na rap offbeat. But nikirealize the reason why nilikuwa na rap offbeat ni because sikuwa nataka kuomit words zangu from the beat, does it fit into the beat, because nilikuwa na feel words zangu ziko change a single word on it, ita change the whole meaning of it. Unaona? So nikaamua ikifikanga pati yangu ya rap manzi muiekege isikuwe na BPM yenye itanisumbua na mimi kufall into the beats, unaona? So nikaanza kuambia ikifika pati yangu mnaweza piano, mnaweza guitar, ndo ni
uangushe beat ndio instrument.
Ndio at least pia watu enjoy the craft ya words yani. Then from there tukafall out na the band na the group tulikuwa nafanya rap, then nikateka journey ya kufanya poetry. Then at first kuna jua kuna poetry gigs na all that, then nikakuwa introduced kwa poetry gigs na wasee. Msee anaitwa Kenneth B, then ikakuaga tu na meet na wasee, then ukimit na wasee unapata okay, kumbe kuna wasee wenye wana reason kama mimi. Kuna wasee wanaandikaga poetry, kuna all this. Then gigs zikaanza kukuja from there mpaka size in history.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you remind me of. There's a guy from I'll tell you why. There's a guy who I consider to be one of the best lyricists in the entire world. Wacha 254. Namsema anaitwa Kitusua.
I love Kitusua.
Kitusua to me from the group. And those who may know, he did a song called Pesa Pombe Siasa.
Pesa Siasa Pombe na Wanawake.
Yeah, he was in a group called Mashifta with Jiwiji, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, Kitusua is, when I hear you doing spoken word, because I hear the way you put your sentence and the wordplay that you put together, I'm like, Kitusua. Was he one of your influences?
So when I was starting, I used to listen to rap, si sana hivyo, but mimi sikiza soft rock because I don't know mbona napenda kusikiza soft rock, process yangu ku create ndio nikuwe na my own sound. So nilirealize there are some great lyricists kwa 254. Na nikaanza kuona mbona wasee wanashinda ukiwataja. Then nikawa put together.
Okay.
Nikatafuta artist anaitwa Octo, because tumekuwa naye for some time tukigrow. Nikatafuta artist anaitwa King Kaka. Nikatafuta artist anaitwa Kitusua. Nani mwingine? All the few people we put together, nikaangalia similarities zao, nikaangalia differences zao, nikaangalia naweza stand out aje from all of them, na naweza kuaje better than them, na naweza fanya nini yenye iko not so close but too different na wao, but still to on the same league, because poetry na hip hop is the same thing.
Yeah.
Then in the process ya kuwasikia na nikaanza kulearn so creation ya wordplay inakaa hivi, so humor inakaa hivi, so metaphors inakaa hivi, so rhymes inakaa hivi, so flow inakaa hivi, so content yangu inakaaje. Then in the process nikaanza kujifine, then nikapata my own voice. Then in the process ya kuanza kusikia wasi wanakaaje, nikawaeka wote pamoja. So in my mind, I want to be the best than all of this. But I realized in the process of the best of all of this, I was finding myself. I didn't become the best. Everybody needs the best on it their own. But Mimi, I'm the best on my own. Nandazidi kubaki the best on my own. So haitawahi change na nashukuru sana.
I like that confidence. Remember, if you have any questions for Teardrops here in studio, you can shoot them to us using hashtag the Loop K24. Of course, on all our social media pages, that's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's the Loop at K24. Now, tell me something. Because I'm very curious about this. The time we decided Sasa is spoken word, right? The first performance you ever did. Kuna watu kuangalia hivyo kaza umza anaimba nini by the way? Hakuna beat, hakuna nini.
Ilikuwa crazy because
aongei mambo ya mayengs na sherehe but these guys hii nini anaongelelea.
By the time tukianza gospel was taking over.
Yeah.
And secular was going down.
Okay.
So hata hapo nikaanza kuangalia who are my audience. Like every time ukiandika kama my art na craft yangu naonaga ni kama ni product. Na product yangu ni wase wageni na consume. Na itawafikia aje. So vile venye naongea Kenya nasema venye navaa na lifestyle yangu lazima niziambatane. You see, then nika realize in as much as inataka kuchapa show kwa church, mimi chapa show kwa church na chapa show mtaa, utanipata na chapa show kwa club na kuna mtu atasema umeokoka umefanya nini. It's because nilikuja nika realize nafaa ku reach mimi ile bridge inaweza reach wase secular kwa vilabu na nitoke kesho yake niingie church Sunday na nichape shughuli kwa church Sunday.
Utakuwa sawa kila mahali.
Na mtu asifeel because vitu zenye naandika na vitu zenye nasema na stand yenye nimetake in life, you see. So show ya kwanza ilikuwa unaintroduce wase wanadhani iko na humor inawabamba alafu ni mchongwano ama nini
inaendelea.
Nini inaendelea unacheki.
Wordplay kwa poa.
Wanafeel kanaenda mali alafu kuna rhymes plan kanaenda raka alafu kuna mali kanafika kuna mali naongeza mpaka wimbo ndani. Sasa unasikia bro. Ile kitu ulifanya ni kali. Then hapo ndo tukaanza kuziita pieces. Sikuwa najua zinaitwa pieces but nilikuwa na feel like ile piece fulani ulifanya ilikuwa iko place fulani unaona. So ya kwanza haikuwa as good as I thought, but nikiangalia ilikuwa ni process ya kunimake. So sometimes kuna everything unaweza kuwa nafanya ni prototypes. Si kila prototype kama unataka kujenga prototype ya ndege, si kila yenye utajenga itaenda juu kwa sky.
True.
Kuna sasa mjaribu kujenga ndege Kenya zimekuanga tu kwa ground.
Kama ile gari iliundwa juzi inaitwa sijui BJ sijui ni wewe ona. I mean look, it's exactly what you're saying.
Yep.
Mtu anza na prototype
kienda then I realizing manze nilikuwa nafaa kwa gari mandula fulani unacheki.
Exactly. Inafaa kuna bumper hapa.
Inafaa kuna bumper fulani hapa inafaa kwa hivi na then unakuja unapata the original everything unacheki. Ukiangalia origin na history kila kitu zimejengwa. Zilianzia place. Na hapo ndo pia mimi nilianzia. Stage haikukuanga ati hatukuwa na stage enough ya poetry. Sikuwa juu ya poetry naweza nilipa. Walianza ukiniquote squeeze mimi naitisha quotation.
Bas. Tabitisha hiyo red card yake ndio kujenga. But I want you to perform for us another piece.
All right.
Just tell me what is this that you're going to perform for us right now?
This is one of my naandikaga sana na Shen. Na mimi huandika sana na Kilami but siperformigi pieces zangu za Kilami. So this is one of the pieces zenye na yangu ya Kilami inaitwa Dota When You Grow because wase uipenda sana.
Yeah.
Toys zingine sijai expose huko nje so sijui kama wanazipenda ama wazipendi but ndazi expose one day or the other but sasa nataka perform inaitwa Dota When You Grow.
Okay, Dota When You Grow. Listen to this man from Teardrops, and what I want you to listen to here, take very keen note of the wordplay. All right? He says things that lead you one way, then he goes this way. Just pay attention. Okay, focus on this. Okay, let's go. Teardrops.
So Dota When You're Grown, just in case you want to grow up and be an insect or don't want to be fly. We all know that flies depend on waste. Kim Kardashian is fly. And that's why she's with Kanye West. So Dota When You're Grown, just in case you want to grow up and be an insect, I want you to be a bee. So that if ever a man wants to call you honey, you should know that you can make honey. So Dota When You're Grown, and a man older than your father, the same age as your father, want to court you, I want you to tell him this, I'm diabetic. I don't do sugar daddy. So Dota When You're Grown, see, I will build your mansion so that you won't fall for men with cubes. So So daughter, when you're grown, I don't want you to go for men with biceps and triceps. I want you to go for men with concepts. So daughter, when you're grown, don't be deceived by careers. You see, I've come across soldiers protecting boundaries with their lives, but they couldn't protect their daughters at the age of an FGM knife. I've come across bloggers, socialites, spending more time on the internet than they did with their children's homework. You see, I've come across doctors whose wives were so patient and they've never taken them for a treat. So daughter, when you're grown and the world tells you to shake what your mama gave you, I want you to shake your head in disagreement and tell them, this is what my mama gave me. A big head full of values, principles, and dignity. So daughter, when you're grown, I want you to know that your body is a temple, holy and sanctified, and I've never seen a temple taking nudes and posting them on social media for the world to see, because one like from God is equivalent to being your likes from men. So daughter, when you're grown, I want you to have the mind of Rosa Parks and the heart of Mother Teresa. Sometimes you don't have to fight for your rights. You can sit for your rights.
Hey, all right. Daughter, when you grow. Yep. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what inspired you to write that song? Or that piece, rather?
Sometimes, ukiandika, normally sometimes you don't get inspired. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you write because you have to write. You inspire yourself to write. Sometimes you write when you cook a block. Sometimes you feel like, let me play with words because they are my friends. Sometimes you feel like there are things you see in the society and you feel like they should be addressed, and you just address them in a piece of poem. Yeah. Because you can't just go out there and keep on telling people that unafaa kwa hivi, unafaa kufanya hivi, unafaa kufanya hivi. So generalize uanze kuambia this is how I would like it to be. Then it doesn't necessarily kwa mtu mmoja, then nime address to my daughter.
Okay.
It is my daughter that najaribu kumpete there.
Do you have a daughter?
I don't have a daughter.
Okay.
But I hope siku moja nitapata daughter. Na ama siku moja nataka sitapata daughter ndakuwa old enough whereby watu wenye watakuja kusikiza my pieces. Watu wenye watakuja kuni Google in the future. Waone kenye nilisema. Hawata feel ashamed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So remember, you can ask Teardrops anything that you want to know about his music, and of course you can use the hashtag the Loop K24 at all our social media handles, as Facebook, that Instagram, and Twitter. And you know, I'll ask it to him. Ask anything that you want to ask. He's not a shy man. This guy was, you know,
he's a shy man.
Yes. Oh my God. See, I told you the wordplay, right? All right. Tell me, in 2009, this is when you began, right?
Yep.
Around that time, yeah.
True.
You won Slam Africa.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. At that point, were you feeling confident enough in your craft to say, you know, I'm going to go and enter into a competition, na naenda kuosha kila mtu hapo?
Mimi nilianza poetry nikiingia competition, kitu moja funny. So nakumbuka the first experience yangu ya poetry nilikuwa na act. Nilikuwa na act hizi maset book, alafu kuna time fulani wale wase ma NGO wanakujaga mtaa wanaambia ma boys pata nini place fulani mfundishe kuhusu sexual education na HIV na all those, alafu mnapewa sitting allowance 500 bob. So nakumbuka tulienda tukapewa sitting allowance. Tukaenda, the first thing nikadu kuna kwa hiyo process nikafanya poetry kwa hiyo forum.
Okay.
Kenye nilipeleka hapo ilikuwa ni kushowcase my talent, tukopewa sitting allowance. Mimi nakaniambia ushesikia hii inafanyikanga place fulani inaitwa Club Sounds. So nikaenda hadi Club Sounds, nikaingia place first, nikaitisha platform sikupewa. So nikapatana na Kenneth B. Kenneth B akaniambia na hujapata chance, kuna place nyingine nitakupeleka. So from there Kenneth B akaniambia tupatane on Tuesday Kenya National Theatre, kuna competition fulani inaitwa Slam Africa.
Right.
So tukapatana on Tuesday. Akasikiza poems zangu, nilikuwa na poem start by the only 3 poems nilikuwa naziperform kila mahali. So ukipata like chance kayo, then nikienda the first competition. Competition nilikuwa na pieces mbili. So ya kwanza ilikuwa fire, ya pili ilikuwa fire, ya tatu ikanitoa kwa competition. So sikuwa na choice. So watu wengine walishinda the competition. So ilikuwa ni a monthly gig. So nikienda mara 2, 3, 4. Then eventually nika manage kushinda the Slam Africa.
Okay.
For the first time. Then ilinipea a lot of confidence because I realized nilikuwa naenda kwa gigs zenye wasee wana perform na Kilami na all that and like nilikuwa na feel like si connect na pieces zao ni wa deadly na nasikia na all that na feel like na feel hii message yao wasio na push up watu wa ghetto wanafaa kuisikia, watu wa East wanafaa kuisikia. Nikajiwekea mimi mwenyewe personally that mi pieces zangu zitakuwa zina addressiwa na Sheng na all that na all that, na nikaanza kupush event after Slam Africa. But kuinio pekeke ni show that neza end up far much better than EO.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think there's one more piece that we want to get from you.
Okay.
And Amosha, do we have a video or is it
Yeah, we have a video.
Oh, yes, we have a video. Tell us about this. What are we going to watch now?
Nirushie kakitu?
Yeah.
Nirushie kakitu basically ilikuwa ni na feel tunaishi kwa society ya everybody anasemaga nirushie kakitu. Ukikwama nirushie kakitu. So financial stability ya wasi wengi ya iko unaona kuna wasi wenyewe wewe between wewe na poverty ni maybe ukienda hosi wende waambie manzi kuna ugonjwa fulani na require do fulani so unapataga kila msee unajikuta kwa noma utapata either unakuwa like just hours to wewe ku create pay bill na waambie waseni aje niko na noma fulani nisaidieni hapo unaona so nika feel like atufai kuishi kwa society yenyewe each and every time wasee wako na energy, wako na power, wako na all that. Investment yetu iko aje, investment plan yetu iko aje in terms of health, in terms of food security, in terms of anything else. So napataga msee tu tunaishi on hand to mouth, like everybody tunaishi kwa percentage kubwa ama youth man tunaishi on hand to mouth.
Okay.
Si ndio?
All right, great. So let's listen to it. Nirushie kakitu.
Nirushie kakitu.
Nirushie kakitu, nirushie kathao, ongezea kambao itasaidia for now. Usinirushie kwa ile, usinirushie kwa hii. Please ni urgent, nirushie sahi. Ndio time si usikia kwa hizi streets za nai. Wewe, babako, babu yako, babu ya babu yako mmeishi mkisema usinirushie kakitu. Hadi nakani kama mlirushiwa kakitu. It's a family curse. It's about time we break the family curse na ubadilishe kila kitu. Hawezi ishi ukitegemea binadamu kila siku. Mtoto anaendesha, hauna pesa za diaper, unaishi kama piper. Landlord ukimuona wewe mtoka kiusniper ilhali. Hizi ni vitu zingekuwa sorted out na pitu. Kau kwa na plans za kuwa na mtoto baki hivyo tu. Out of the frying pan into the fire. Siko ubaya, usitoke quarantine ukiingia parenting. COVID ni temporary but watoto kuja permanent. Na ni lazima uende hadi pumwani jua kunaga kitu kama online delivery. Mshahara imechelewa usinirushie kakitu. Daido za dawa usinirushie kakitu. Walai nimelemewa usinirushie kakitu. I hope unaelewa usinirushie kakitu. Mshahara imechelewa usinirushie kakitu. Walai nimelemewa usinirushie kakitu. Na daido za dawa usinirushie kakitu. Hope unaelewa usinirushie kakitu. Usinirushie kakitu. Sisi wote ni mabega, difference ni vile tumejibeba. Kuna wenye kuna vikombe kwa barabara, wamevaa matambara, na kuna wenye kwa ofisi na suti na tai na kikombe ya chai. Ulizaliwa before wazazi kujipanga, ukizaliwa walichanga, ukienda shule wakachanga, ukifunga ndoa wakachanga, ukigonjeka watachanga, ukikufa watachanga. Toka ukue mchanga ndivyo utarudi kwa mchanga, binadamu wanachanga. Kama unangoja corona ishe ndio uanze kujipanga, buda unajikaranga. Heri ubaki alone kuliko kusurvive na loan. Darushi wa kitu hadi lini unafaa kujipanga. Haifai. Budget ya pombe kwa cover na $100 bill. Na health insurance cover bado nil. Haifai account ya mwenzako kiongezewa maziro. Wenbelt yako inazidi kuongezewa mashimo. Buda nimeshikwa usinirushie kakitu. Tokens zimeisha usinirushie kakitu. Zipia amekuja usinirushie kakitu. Sina doza karo usinirushie kakitu. Wife amejifungua usinirushie kakitu. Sina doza diaper usinirushie kakitu. Gas imeisha usinirushie kakitu. Keja imefungwa usinirushie kakitu. Usinirushie kakitu. Usinirushie kakitu.
Nirushie Kakitu from, this amazing creative, that's Teardrops, the spoken word poet, calls himself the famous, the best spoken word poet in the world. And you can follow him on Poet Teardrops on all his social media platforms. And, he's got amazing content. But speaking of amazing content, remember, we always promise you the very best when it comes to creatives here in the 254, and that's what Unplugged is about. And right now, I have another amazing talent called Kemboy. This guy has a voice that you would not believe. And he's here on the Unplugged set. Kemboy, welcome.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
How are you, bro?
Mimi niko salama sana, labda.
All right. So, what song are you going to perform for us first?
I think I'm going to perform my first single. It's called Hakuna.
Right.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Just people go check Kemboy Hakuna. Yes.
All right. Let's do it.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
We do it?
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. Angalia, fungua macho pazia, topa madia, breakfast in bed, acha niseme ile uko sexy, but I'm feeling deep in my heart, your love is enough, baby, na kuitouch, your love is enough, what I'm feeling deep in my heart, your love is enough, peke yake na kuitouch, your love is enough, hakuna wengine hata, kuja kutuseka sapat, hakuna wengine, no other, wanitosha we, wanitosha, say what, naomba unifuate, nikuvishe pete pite mate, alafu mwendo aste da, what I'm feeling, my heart, your love is enough, baby, na kuitouch, your love is, what I'm feeling, my heart, your love, enough, baby, na kuitouch, your love, hey, sing, hakuna wengine hata, kuja kutuseka sapat, hakuna wengine, no other, wanitosha we, wanitosha we, wanitosha, come tosha, what I'm feeling deep in my heart, your love is enough, peke yake na kuitouch, your love is enough, yeah.
So, there you go. That's Kemboy.
Yes, what's up?
My brother.
Even
though I don't salimiana squeeze.
Corona.
My brother, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
This is Kemboy, man. Let me tell you, this guy, definitely, the first time I saw Kemboy perform, I thought he was going to rap. I mean, look at him. Does he look like a rapper?
Yeah,
comes on stage, he's got the hoodie, the marvin, the glasses, everything.
Yeah.
And then he sings, and you're like, wait first, what's going on over here? What's happening? Welcome to Unplugged, my brother.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thanks for coming. Your story is very interesting.
Unreal.
Because the way that you started music, you came to Nairobi in 2011, right?
2011, yes, I came to Nairobi.
So you were studying at the time?
Yeah, University of Nairobi, just across the road here.
Yeah. So this guy committed one of the sins that every parent, just thinks is a complete nightmare. You were in 4th year.
Yes, on 4th year.
And then you decided, nimechoka. Ukarushia lecturer ma files na kila kitu naenda kufanya muziki. So tell us about that.
So when I was in fourth year, I was really, that's the moment, that was I think 2016, yes. And that's when I was just joining the music industry, and that's when I was performing the most with my band, Third Hand Music. And yeah, I just, this is my calling, this is what I felt I loved, this is what I do the best. So I just took a break, dogo, but you know, I went back to school again. Right. Yeah, I went back to school to do diploma in sound engineering. Right. Yeah, so now I can be like a proper musician, man. That's why we're here.
At the time you decided to take the break, watu wako walikuambia nini? Women's Guild to Mombe.
No. Actually, my mom, shout out to my mom. Hi, mom. She's watching at home. Hi. Yes, she really understood it, kabisa, because she saw my passion, and mpaka leo, she's my #1 fan. You know, my music is a ringtone.
Oh, really?
For real, Saki, for real. Unamcall tu unasikia tu ngoma yake mboya hapo. She's so proud. That's why she's watching right now.
Okay. Is anybody else in your family musically inclined?
No. Actually, I have two siblings, so my two more brothers. All of them wako medicine related kabisa. Yani mi peke yangu ndio the ship of the mi peke yangu ndio nafanya artsy stuff. The rest wako tu medicine related.
Well, so at what time? So you were with Third Hand Music.
Yeah.
And so at what time did you and Bithi get together?
So it's funny actually. Third Hand were doing some song with some, I don't know what was happening, some project with Frasha. So you went to Box House Studios. Shout out to Box House. So tukifika pale after the session, this guy niaje mse naweza chukua namba yako, kuna kitu nataka nikutumie. So you know, you give people, artists wanasemanga to like we will work. So I get home, you know, plug in, hey, what's up? Listen to this track, and I'm like, wow. So who's this guy? So the next day, we did a song that nobody will ever hear that song. And then later on, we did like 14 songs back to back, recording with our producer Joe P. Shout out. Yeah, so it was an amazing time and project that we did with BT. Till today, those songs are still, to my release to Tattoo. So
no, but Mr. Moja, like, you know, I saw that song and I was like, oh my God, this is such a brilliant song. The video, the concept, everything. And you know, you and BT, you know, you gel so well. Yeah. It's very rare to find somebody who you know want to work with, and you get into the studio, you get into the booth, and you guys, you know, gel as well as you do. Are you still making music together?
Yes, we're still making music together. Actually, from the Ninuk show, we have 14. Now we have 11 more for people to hear. Tumesikia tu tatu, tumesikia msichana moja, Aye and Kitu.
Yeah.
There's 11 more.
And you know what? Wait, speaking of Aye, you know, we can't. No, we have to play Aye. Yes. And because that's one of my absolute favorite songs from your collaboration. You know, Mstana Moja, Aye, like you and Bithi, just, you know, you guys are just magic together.
And Joe P. We have to mention Joe P. Our producer is the one who just gels everything together. Yeah, we just have to shout him out.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so because of time, what we'll do, we'll play Aye. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is a fantastic artist. We're going to have him back here again, but because of time, what we're going to do is we're going to play the video Aye, and you can see, you know, that's some of the amazing cinematography going on there, but also the way Bithi and Kemboy, when these guys come together to do a song, that's why they have 14 of them. All right? So without further ado, let's listen to Aye, Bithi and Kemboy right here on Unplugged.
Oh my God, Joe P got this one.
See, I wanna hold money in my hand like I don't that. Dai yangu ichune kama tatu za ronga. Squeezing in a points, super tunabonga. After show ni kushow vile mini donga. So itisha mzinga, leo mini kona nyuki. Situko Mombasa, situko na nyuki. Wana road trip, basi next twende Nyeri. Sembe nyama choma kachumbari kwenye beli. Watu wameshiba, basi watu waga tike. Zimepanda shikilia zisishuke shuke. Dem shika chali shika dem. Make her bend down low like she wanna die a shoeless. Bad manners, but I can get the feeling. Everybody have what really happened to the ceiling. Ando makeo milo komo onde kuna chade. Meva ando mako madi malike kwa ngale.
Leo tunaenda home. Tunaweza hata bus kweli. Neza toka bila cut kweli. Mimi neza kosa kujinite kweli. Leo tunaenda home.
Tunaweza hata bus kweli. Neza toka bila cut kweli. Mimi neza kosa kujinite kweli. Ando masonge. Watu wakatike wajirushe. Alright, watu wakatike wajirushe.
There you go, man. I told you this is an amazing artist. And of course, this is Unplugged, where we focus on the most amazing creatives we have here in the 254. And of course, you know, we'll spread outwards. But right now, this is the one place where you can find all this hidden talent that you hear about in the 254 but never have a chance to experience. It happens right here on Unplugged. Kemboy, thank you so much.
Anytime.
We're going to definitely have to have you back here on the show.
Kabisa.
Because you're such an amazing artist. And next time, of course, we'll have Mbithi here with you as well. Because you guys have to like give us a proper performance right here on Unplugged.
Amesikia ako wapi? Mbithi. Umesikia? Yes, lazima tukibiisha.
There you go. Okay, definitely, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we can continue taking your feedback and comments using the hashtag the Loop K24. And we'll be here back again on Friday with another exciting topic and other exciting guests as well on Unplugged. But don't go too far. Remember, keep talking to us. We'll sample your thoughts and your opinions on the next show. Keep them coming throughout the week. But from us right here at the studio, K24, it's a good night. We'll catch you next Friday right here on The Loop.
Watu wakatike wajirushe